Hello and welcome back to another episode of Survival Sealab. I am Modpacks. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the production facility I made last episode. I did a couple tweaks to it to make it look a little bit better, and we'll be setting it up with some machines and at least getting started with the basics of a sorting system. So let's get going here. Alright, so as I mentioned, I did a little work on this thing to make it look a little bit better, and as you can see, it looks much different than when we left it. I switched the ceiling back out. I removed those little accent blocks, so they were really doing it for me. So I put it back to the way it was originally. I added back in the glowstone glass, and then I also added some slabs in here from micro blocks because the water is leaking all the time in here. I didn't really like that. The ceiling in here is high enough that you don't notice the dripping that would be coming off the different blocks and that kind of thing, but in here it was just like this in here where it's dripping water constantly everywhere. So using these half blocks, I made it look basically another block thick. And made a nice pattern. This is 2 blocks or a whole block thick here, half block thick here. I think it looks pretty good. This is exactly what I was going for in my original intention, so I decided to stick with that instead of adding the ridiculous accent in there. It ended up not looking good, and that sometimes happens. And then I added some windows in to provide some more light and some more views to the scenery outside. These are using the glowstone glass, and I turned them into covers because you can do that with these glowstone glasses. And same thing with this thickened glass, you can turn those into panels. So it provides light. I'll probably block these when I make my machines in here, but for now it works pretty well. So it's perfectly lit up, no lights besides this one right here. I think it's okay without that. Let's just F7 that, and yeah, we don't even need that one there. So that's pretty cool. I like having no lights whatsoever in here, and I did work on the bottom here too. Let's jump down here, and as you can see, this room down here is perfect for, you know, other unsightly things like wires and conduits and that kind of thing. We don't necessarily want to have floating above necessarily. Our pipes for item ducts are, you know, different things we're going to use to sort things. We'll want to keep down here possibly. Tesseract and that kind of thing we might want to keep out of sight, not of mind. Who knows? Well, this is nice little space to have down here to mess around with the stuff underneath things. So anyways, like I said, we need to get this sorting system set up because I am out of like production completely right now because I tore down all of my machines that were over here cluttering up the whole way to the big reactor, and I put them all into this chest here. So we have to start thinking about where we want to put things. So basically the idea for my room here is that we're gonna have a way where we just basically have like a drop chest that will have like our ender chest, and we can have a pouch synced up to it, and also an ender chest for a quarry synced up to it, for instance. And it's just gonna be pumping items out and then into the system. And we want it so that it separates out ores, and then it puts those through a processing, so we'll put into like a pulverizer, and then into a redstone furnace, and then into the chest back in the systems. And that'll take everything back in. We'll do it. We might have to upgrade those down the road to something else, but that's my plan for right now. So I want like 3, let's see what I have for pulverizers. I have 3 pulverizers. Do I have 3 redstone furnaces? I don't have 3 redstone furnaces, but that's okay. We can make another one. They're fairly cheap to make. So basically I want to use pulverizers and redstone furnaces to make like an automated system. For this, I'm gonna have to use a combination of pipes and sorting items. I really do like item ducts because they're very simple to use, very easy to use, and very cheap to make. The other thing we can do is make some logistics pipes. And logistics pipes are a little bit more expensive to make. They require power to work, which is another drawback, but there's a lot more sorting things you can do with them, and in certain situations, it's gonna work better with logistics pipes than it would with item ducts. So we're gonna have a kind of a hybrid system. We're gonna be using item ducts, we're gonna be using logistics pipes, and any other sorting thing we can think of to make this run nice and smoothly. For now, I think I'm gonna set up my basics where the machines are gonna go, get them supplied with power, and then we'll worry about making our system of logistics pipes here in a moment. Alright, so I took a little bit of time and I set up some machines in here. I'll take you on a quick tour of what I got going on here. First of all, this is our very first machines from back at the old home. This was our system for creating glass. So we have an igneous extruder, creating cobblestone. Oh, we should probably turn that off, make sure it's off. Yeah, I have the power set so I can flip it on and off as need be. This is going to be our pulverizer, and it's going to pulverize it into sand, and then the sand is going to cook up, and now this will connect to the bottom pipe, will go out to the sorting system, whatever storage system we're going to set up here. This is our ender tank from a couple episodes ago, connecting to our lava tank from a couple episodes ago, and making our obsidian, as I mentioned, just a few episodes ago only. So this will make obsidian for us on demand. I can turn this switch on, it'll make a bunch, I can turn it back off again, it'll be fine. This over here is our ore processing area. This is what I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. We're gonna have all of the ores that we need to be processed flowing into this chest right here via logistics pipes, most likely. And then this is going to automatically just pulverize stuff and then put it down in the redstone furnaces. And then out the bottom here, I'll show you that quick here. Out the bottom, it's piping into another chest, and this chest I'll hook up back into the logistics network, and it'll take it back around to where it's supposed to go. The next thing we have here is the ore processing, or the cobblestone processing rather, from Geostrata. Now, I'm thinking we can do like an item sync, mod-based item sync into this. I don't know how we'll exclude the items we don't want to be done, but we'll think about that. And then this redstone first is just going to cook them up. This is going to act as a little buffer. Now, once we get a quarry going, this might get overloaded. I don't know what's going to happen. It might even be less of an issue. We'll see how it goes. Over here, I have my smeltery, and the way this is going to work, you'll notice there's no drains on the outside of it. I'm putting the drain on the bottom, and if you go down here, come on. So the drain is going to come out of here. I'll flip that switch on when I need to, and then the drain it'll drain out into these Buildcraft tanks here, and then I can click this seared faucet when I need to and drain it out into one of these casting tables or casting basins, depending on what I need. I don't really picture myself using this Tinker's Construct stuff too much more. We have our weapons pretty much where we need them to be for now. I don't know how much more I'll be using it. And then finally over here we have our Magma Crucible and our Fluid Transposer. Now the way the system's going to work is the Magma Crucible is going to cook up whatever we want it to cook up. This will probably be a manual on-demand system. I don't think I'm going to automate this necessarily because I don't want to cook up too much stuff and end up with a bunch of stuff I can't use. But basically the idea is I'll throw like a bunch of redstone in here, for instance. And the redstone will turn into destabilized redstone. It'll get pumped out into one of these tanks here. Now again, we're doing Buildcraft tanks here. And it'll get stored in one of these tanks here. And then what I can do then, whatever tank I need, I can just flip the switch on it. It's going to drain out here and into the Fluid Transposer, and then I can use it in whatever recipe I'm trying to use it in. And then the idea here is that there's a pipe coming off the back that's connected to the back of this thing, so that when I click this here, it should empty it back out. Now it's toggled to empty, so it should empty out the back. That's set up correctly, yes. So it'll empty out the back, and it'll go back into whatever pipe it wants to, basically. But it'll probably go to the pipe that it came from, most likely. For now, I think it might be time. Oh boy, what do we want to look at next year? I think it might be worthwhile to look at getting set up for logistics pipes. Those are quite difficult to, not difficult, but expensive to make sometimes, and you have to have the right machines in order to craft them. So there's a couple different recipes we can do. Let's go take a look at that stuff. All right, so let's take a look at making some logistics pipes and getting a logistics sorting system set up here. It's gonna take some time to set this up, mostly because we have to craft the things that we'll need. And gonna take some time for reasons I'll explain in a moment. But let's first look at what the logistics pipes all have. Oops, wrong typing there. Logistics pipes. Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's just repeat everything from the logistics pipes mod then. We'll need to make a logistics power junction. Just requires redstone, iron, and redstone. It's not too expensive actually. The other things we'll need are basic logistics pipes. Now this is the basic for every other thing we want to make here basically. We'll have to make these. Now there's basically two different recipes for this. There's the heavy gold recipe basically, or the heavy power recipe. Now this requires redstone golden chipset, which requires a laser and an assembly table. This will require just gold and iron, and you'll use 4 ingots of gold. Now this one here, the other one only requires 1 gold and 1 redstone, so it's actually much cheaper to make if you're gonna make a lot of these things, which we probably will need to. So yeah, we'll probably need to make a few of these things. So it might be beneficial to look into setting up assembly tables and lasers so we can get making these chipsets. So actually, let's make the lasers first here. What do we need for that? We need obsidian. I should have a lot of that. I got plenty for there. We'll need some diamonds. I need to probably, that's probably enough here. And we'll need some redstone. 64 is probably enough there. Okay, so let's take a look at making our assembly table and our lasers. So lasers, first of all, these require power, and we can let's make 3 of these. Because I don't want to they do use a lot of power actually. The more you have on a single assembly table, the faster things will go. But we can just let it go for a while, and if it needs to be increased in speed, we can always do that. And then the other thing we'll need is an assembly table. So let's do assembly table. Assembly, there we go. And now this requires a diamond gear, so it requires a few more diamonds and obsidian. So let's make a diamond gear for ourselves. We require gold, iron, stone. Okay, so we have to get all the materials to make that. Let's grab some stuff out, and then we'll make that too. All right, so we got our diamond gear here. Now we can finish this off, I think. We have everything we need for assembly table. Okay, so let's go take this over to our room here and set it up. We'll need some power. I think I have some, we can use one of these for right now, just a hardened energy cell. Now this will probably burn through our hardened energy cell pretty quickly here. I didn't make the tesseracts yet because I just set up this Magma Crucible and Fluid Transposer which we actually need to make the stuff we'll need for that. And we'll also need the induction furnace, right, that I haven't set up yet, which is in here still. So we need to set this induction smelter up as well. So we definitely want to get this stuff set up as well and get it all queued up, because we'll start needing that energy tesseract here very soon. Okay, let's set the machines up over here. Now the cool thing about these is you can actually put them on a wall. So let's actually make a line of them like this. So our power's coming in. I have a power conduit going all the way around the bottom here. So if we go up through here, you know what? Maybe we'll want to go back one. So let's take out these. Now this is this wood here. I didn't actually mention this from Chisel Mod. You can actually put wood in the Chisel Mod and make it into different color, different textured wood. And it's kind of cool because once you make it into a textured wood, it treats it like a stone. You can mine it with a pickaxe, and it actually goes really fast. And that was one of the happy surprises I found in making this stuff. So let's go like this, and then we'll put the assembly table close to it here. We'll go like this. We'll put a cover down here to block that off so it's not connecting. It should be okay though. Let's just, maybe we can right click that off. Can't actually hit it. Okay, we can go down below and hit that off. It doesn't really matter. It's connected. And then we'll put the assembly table right here. Next to the assembly table, we should probably put a chest if I have one. All right, so what this will do is it'll actually, this will normally just pop items off, but if you have a chest next to it, it'll pop items right into the chest then, so we don't have anything like floating loose here. And then we'll need to put in some, I believe we need gold, correct? For our logistics pipes, I think that's what I said. Gold and redstone is all it was. Golden chipset, here we go. And it's just gold and redstone. Okay, so let's grab some gold and redstone here. And we can put that all together. Let's got some redstone already. Let's make a couple of these. Let's make 2 to start with here. And it's, I mean, like I said, this is gonna use a lot of energy, and it's gonna burn through our system here pretty quickly, because this is gonna require a lot of energy. It might not even actually be able to make a single one here. Hopefully, it can make at least one. Otherwise, if that's the case, we can just we'll just make it with the other recipes and the iron and the extra gold and that kind of thing. So we set that like that, and now it needs power. Let's go down below. And I don't want those to connect just yet because I want to be able to use, yeah, we'll connect it just like this for right now and make sure it's set to output. Let's just set it all to output because it's not getting any input right now. And now it should be draining out, and upstairs we should see our lasers going to work. Now they're blue right now, but as they work, actually this one's not working. We have to move that. So let's pull this one out because it's not actually doing anything, it looks like. It might be. It might just not be animated because it's so close, but we can actually, maybe we make one more and we can have 4 going here. That'll look nice actually. I mean, I like the symmetry of that. Let's pull it back out now. Let's put a conduit behind it first, then we can lay it on the conduit. That'll work. All right, cool, and that should be going. So they start out red, and then they go to green, and then they go to blue when they start going fast enough. Now it's getting enough power, so blue is the fastest setting for it. And this should be going pretty quickly. As you can see, even at the fastest setting, these go pretty slow. Now there are different things we can make. We can actually make a laser plus, and you can actually enchant this laser plus with different things to make it go faster, but it is pretty expensive to make. 4 lasers it costs, a lot of glass, and this gold kinesis pipe, which is golden transfer pipe and redstone. So yeah, so it's like a power pipe. Okay, so that's what that's for. Yeah, so this will go pretty slow, but again, if you add more to this, maybe 4 is not quite, maybe 3 is not quite enough, maybe we'll go like 6 and double it here. So it takes a long time to heat up here. All right, so while that laser setup is working and making our chipsets for us so we can make our logistics pipe system, what we're actually gonna do right now is start looking at Mystcraft. Now, someone suggested that I should make a Mystcraft age that's dedicated to mining and just put my like quarries and stuff in there. So we'll need to do that, I think. I think it'd be cool to explore that and be a nice fun adventure to do. So I grabbed out my Mystcraft writing desk, and unfortunately I only have 1 page right now. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult to get going here, but hopefully we can find some more pages once we get into things here. We have a little bit of paper, not a whole lot. We do have enough ink though, that's a really good thing. We'll need some glass to make bottles and such. We'll need some water as well. I think I have a couple buckets of water in here. Yeah, we'll need some water for this too. Okay, so do we have any more? Oh, we can make some more paper here too. And we'll need leather as well. Let's see here. Oh, we're good on leather because we do have our farm set up now. Let's just grab all this leather out here. All right, so that should be everything we need to get going on this. Let's lay down our writing desk, and then we'll need to make a few more things to get going on here. I pulled up the Mystcraft mod, and one of the things we'll need to make is an ink mixer. The other thing we'll need to make is a bookbinder, and we might need to, yeah, we'll make a bunch of these linking books. That's the other thing too. We need to make a bunch of these so we don't get stranded anywhere. That's the big risk with any of this stuff. So we'll make a couple of these bad boys, keep a couple in our ender pouch at all times, and keep a book stand in our ender pouch too, just in case, worst case scenario, we die, and it'll still be around. So that's the plan anyways. Let's make this bookbinder and ink mixer, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I made my ink mixer already, and that was actually pretty cheap. It was just stone, a glass bottle, and some wood, and then we're gonna make the bookbinder, which is also relatively cheap. It's 3 ingots of iron and some various types of wood. Doesn't make a difference what you use here. So we got the 2 things we'll need to actually make the pages and that kind of thing we'll need. Let's plop these down over here. Let's put one here and put one here, and that should be pretty good. And then this desk is how we can use these to copy pages as we need them. So actually, we'll put the Twilight Forest in here. Actually, I need to make a notebook first, don't I? Okay, let's make a notebook here quick too. It's just 3 leather. And that should be pretty easy. So let's make a notebook, and we'll use this to store our Mystcraft pages then, that we'll find and accumulate. I'll make a second notebook to keep with us, I think, too. And so what we can do is, we need to put some ink into here, and to make ink, we need to actually get some water. I believe it's 2 ink sacks and 2 ink sacks and a bottle of water, is that right? Ink vial, that's right. Okay, so I think we put the ink vial into here, like so, and there we go. It's got 1,000 ink in here, and then we can actually right-click this, and it makes a new page, and then we can copy the page. And now we have a Twilight Forest biome page copy. And so now we can get making our first book. We can put this into here. We need to put some leather into here as well, and I think that should do it. We need to put a few more. We need to put a linking panel in there, so we need to actually use this now. And this will be an ink mixer. To use this bad boy, what we need to do is put ink into it. So I think we need another ink bottle. Let's grab that. We'll make a couple more of these. Let's make a few more of these, actually. All right, so let's put the ink bottles into there. And I think this will do it. We need to mix water into there as well. Yep, that did it. Okay, so the ink is in there now, and this is the export for it. I think we put paper into here, and we get a linking panel out. So we'll grab a couple of these, actually. Let's put some paper in there. We'll need these link panels for books as well, I believe. So we need to put a few more ink in there as well. So we'll grab a few more panels out of there. Let's make like 5 ink books. So I need a lot more bottles, actually. Let's make some more bottles and then get a bunch of linking panels so we can make a lot of linking books. It never hurts to have too many. All right, so we got all of our linking panels made. I'm gonna make these into linking books now. Put the paper and leather together. So these are unlinked linked books. And then let's set these up so they're linked to, let's just put it right in the middle of the room over here, someplace safe, out of harm's way. We'll link these to right here. Do we just right click? We need to right click at a wall. Oh, we can't have a stack. That's right. You can't have a stack of them. Oh, that's the issue here. So if we right click now, it'll turn it to a linked book. And let's do one more here and link it. And let's do one more here and link this one and then link this one. Okay, so we have plenty of linking books here. Let's throw the rest of these into the pouch here. If worst case scenario, we'll lose them. If we can't get back, we can always craft another pouch here from materials we find in the world, if we can. Blaze powder, it might be a little difficult, but we could always do it. We could always make another ender pouch with white as the thing, and we can get access to our ender chest again if we get stuck. That's worst case scenario stuff, though. Okay, so we have a linking panel. I made one more extra, and we have a page from a Twilight Forest biome. I don't know if we want to do a Twilight Forest biome. I mean, it might be kind of cool, but we can also do just a blank age altogether, a completely random age. Now, this could be super dangerous, but the way we can do this, I believe we just throw a piece of paper into here. Is that right? And it makes a blank panel. Okay, so do we need to do leather in there as well? We got a blank page now. So what this means is we do a link panel and a blank page and leather, and this will make a completely random age. So let's just do it random age. And so we're going to be completely random. We're not going to use our Twilight Forest biome just yet. We're going to make a completely random age, and hopefully this will work. We got one-way ticket achievement. We do have a linking book, and I don't know why it gave us that achievement, because I think it says enter an age without a book in your hand. But that's probably how you do that. All right, so let's leave this Twilight Forest biome behind. We'll put it back in our notebook for now. We have our linking book. We need a book stand. Okay, we should make a couple of these too. Book stands are easy to make. They're just sticks and blocks of wood, I believe, like this. And we'll make a couple of those. Let's make one more. Let's make one more set, because we have 4 linking books. We might as well have 4 book stands as well. Actually, we'll need one more for the overworld here, so I will have 3 in our pouch and 1 for over here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to lay down our book stand. We're going to put down our new random age book here. And let's make sure we're all set to go here. Like we have everything we need. Oh boy, this is nerve-wracking. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know what it's gonna be. Could be very dangerous. Let's throw everything else we don't need into a chest here. We'll take the stone just in case we need some stability in the world. We have a bucket of water in case we start on fire immediately. But okay, so this is nerve-wracking. Let's get into this age and see what it's gonna be. Here we go. Random Age by Modi Operandus.